Happy days are here again. We have One UI 7. Samsung's version of Android 15 is here for the Z Fold 6. It's here for the Z Flip 6. And it is here for the S24 series phones. And I believe it's rolled out for like the S23 series as well, Z Fold 5, Z Flip 5. That is here in the United States. It started rolling out a couple of days ago, and then it started rolling out in Europe, UK yesterday. So finally today, the 11th of April, you should be able to start getting One UI 7 for your phone. Now, this is not every phone, but definitely for the Z Fold 6, Z Flip 6, S24 series phones. And like I said, I think the S23 series and the Z Flip and Fold 5, but you'll have to check and see if that's available for you. And I'm going to cover a lot of stuff in this video, so I'm going to show you some of the visual differences. I've still got my Z Fold 5 here, and I've still got it on One UI 6. So I'll show you kind of some side-by-side stuff. And then I want to talk about the changes because there are an insane amount of changes. This is the largest change log I've ever seen ever when it comes to an Android update, especially for Samsung. So brace yourself. Let's get into it. Hallelujah. One UI 7 is finally here. So I woke up. Well, I didn't wake up. I've been up all night. But I was doing some work, and then I thought, hey, it's a new day. Let me check. Lo and behold, One UI 7 finally here for the Z Fold 6. It should be here for the Z Flip 6 and the S24 series phones as well. I think even some S23 and like Z Flip 3, or S23, Z Flip 5, Z Fold 5. But I want to run through this. This might just be the largest change log in history. What's a change log? That's a list that Samsung has put out saying all the different changes. And of course, they changed up the graphics design on here too. You know, the icons look a little bit different. The colors look a little bit different. They changed up the widgets. And I'm going to show you a side-by-side here in just a second because I still have my old Z Fold 5. So we can take a look at the Z Fold 5 and take a look at the icons and the user interface and stuff like that and kind of compare it a little bit. But just one thing, you see the little weather widget right here where it says 63 degrees in Pasadena. That's the old one. Here's the new one. So a little boxy, clean cut, some more color, really stands out and it pops out more. So I'm really happy about this. I've been waiting for a long time. I mean, shoot, we expected Android 15 to come out earlier this year, and here we are, like the second week of April. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of this stuff real quick, and I'm going to run down the change log, which is a lot, but I want you to know exactly what all has changed for Android 15, which we now have, which is One UI 7. So let's get into it. So this right here is my Z Fold 6. This one is updated, and like I said, you can see the colors are more vibrant, they pop out more, and it's like a complete redesign that they did. It took them a very, very long time to get into this, but they changed up the animations. It feels more crisp, and that's one thing that I did notice, especially when I got my S25 Ultra. When you're swiping back and forth between menus, the old One UI 6 had like a little bit more of a cushion. Like you can see it's a little bit slower there as it gets to the end of the animation, whereas this one's a little bit quicker when it gets to, it like ends more succinctly. So it has less of a floating feel, but it makes it feel like a little bit more zippy, a little bit more snappy and responsive. And I like that. I think that's a good thing. And then, like I said, colors, vibrancy, things like that. They rechanged the widgets, and the widgets are important. So I don't use a lot of widgets on my phone, but I always have the weather widget there, which you can see, and we talked about that a minute ago. So I think you're going to like it whenever it comes to using One UI 7. It just as much as getting a new case makes your phone feel new, getting a new version of an operating system update, especially one that's been this substantially reworked, makes it feel brand new. So here you can see what it looks like open versus the other one. So this is One UI 6, this is One UI 7. One nice change, we've got this floating taskbar now down here on the bottom. So you've got that, it pops up and it can go back away so it doesn't intrude on your space while you're doing things. And I think it's a nice change. I think it's going to take up a little less space, makes it look a little bit more polished and refined. And everything looks sharper. It's like they add a little bit of an edge to some things, and they changed up how it looks. I mean, the font looks different. It looks lighter. It looks thinner. It looks sharper and more crisp. So overall, I really like what they've done aesthetically. I've been using the S25 Ultra ever since it came out, so it's nice having it on my Z Fold 6 over here now. It's one of those changes where as you sit down and you're using the phone and you get into it, you're like, wow, that's neat. This has changed. This feels different. And you can really feel the difference here when you're on the big screen on the inside. It just feels more smooth, and that's something that I appreciate. It's one of those nice little subtle things where it's just a little bit, just a little tweak of the animation speed, and it makes it feel different, and different's cool, especially whenever you've had a phone for a little while. It's nice to kind of change things up a little bit. But yeah, so let's get into the change log, and I'm going to tell you all the stuff that has changed with this version, and be ready, have a cup of coffee, something, because it's going to be a minute. So let's get into it. All right, let's roll. So we got a lot of ground to cover, and starting with Galaxy AI. So Galaxy AI is the first area of this. It's kind of baked into the OS now, and now you've got the professional writing experience. So whenever you go into your phone and you're typing on something and you get into like the command, like the little prompt down at the bottom, there's an option in there now where you can use Gemini, you can use AI, or you can also do the writing experience stuff. So when you select text, it will correct spelling and grammar and change sentence styles, and it'll briefly summarize the content so you can get a quick understand and organize it in the format you want. So you got that. Convert call recordings to text and summarize them. Pretty simple. If you got a call recording, you can get it. It'll convert it to text. That's something that's nice, and you can get a summary. That's one of the big things with all this AI stuff is convert, rewrite, summarize. It's one of those things where it's like, this is all that Apple Intelligence mostly is right now, and they've got it baked into their messages and their emails and all that stuff, and it's not even particularly good, but the Galaxy does it well, and it's something that's there. It's available. You can do that. Its availability of this feature may vary from country, region, and language, though, so just pay attention to that. Edit sound as you like. Well, edit video sound. So the audio eraser, you can go in and you can erase sounds included in the video. You can erase unwanted sounds such as noise, wind noise, or loud noise. So if you've got a video clip, so like let's say you're in your photo albums, you record a video file, and then you can go in there and edit it, and then you can do the audio eraser. So kind of like we have the magic eraser where you can erase things in images or take people out of photos, you can kind of do the same thing and scrub your audio. So that's cool. Create your own image. This is a sketch conversion feature. So if you're like me and you've been drawing the same terrible stick figure looking house for the last 35 years, you can do that and sketch to image and it'll make it look fancy. So you can do that. You can use the assist feature in the edge panel and air command as before. So that's available if you go that route. Listen to a summary of a web page. So you can, we've had it where it would print a summary. Now you could summarize a web page. That's been out for a little bit. Now you can listen to the summary of a web page. So it also summarizes main articles from news sites, so you can check content quickly and easily. Some websites may not be supported, so you just have to pick and choose and give it a whirl, and hopefully it works. Recommend useful actions with AI Select. It automatically recommends actions that the user needs based on the content selected. So when you select a schedule, it provides an option to add it to a calendar. When you select an image, it recommends an option to edit the image. So it's kind of like gives you a little bit of flair and assistance or recommendations for different things you do on your phone. So that's something you can do. Smart search and settings. So this is nice. Like you go into settings now, and it's like a complete mess in Apple. You try and search for like the exact word of something and it still won't pop up. In here though, you can go into your settings and you can type in like taskbar or menu bar or bar at bottom of screen. You can use natural language. You don't have to guess the magical keywords. So this is a really nice change, especially for those of you who like don't have the options of the stuff memorized, right? So it's instead of auto brightness, you could do adaptive brightness, changing brightness. Like you can use real words and it'll try and get you to the right spot. So that's nice. Then we have quickly use AI features. So easily launch Galaxy AI features with a quick swipe on the screen, no matter which app you're using. This is a global swipe feature now. Swipe inward from the edge of the screen to open the app's edge panel, and you'll see useful Galaxy AI features at the top of the panel. So that's something that you can do. Next category, the information you need right away. At least that's according to them. Launch Google Gemini by long pressing the side button. It's funny they call it the side button. We used to call it the power button. But if you long press the side button, it pulls up Gemini. Now, this has overridden my previous selection, which was to power the phone off, because I don't like to press the button, the side button as it's called, and then the volume up button. I don't like to have to press those quickly at the same time to access my power settings menu. So I always had my power button to where if I held it down, it would give me the power settings menu. Now it will do Gemini. So it'll pull up Gemini, your favorite voice assistant, powered by Google. So that's something that's there. Do multiple things at once with one command. So now Google Gemini works seamlessly with Samsung apps such as Calendar, Samsung Notes, Reminders, and Clock. With the information provided, Gemini can complete multiple tasks. So you can be like, hey Google, or hey Gemini, set a timer for 6 o'clock and then add add dinner to my schedule with Christopher tonight at 7:30 p.m. Like, you can do multiple compounded tasks. You can do more than one at once. So that's nice. Before it'd be like, hey Google, set a timer, or hey Gemini, set a timer, and then you have to be like, hey Gemini, add a calendar. So you can do multiple things at once. So that's nice. So innovative new design, we'll talk about that briefly. So more refined visual experience. They key components such as buttons, menus, notifications, control bars, curves and circles, and provides a more consistent visual experience. So yeah, redesigned. It kind of changed everything up. Vibrant colors, smooth animations, innovative blur effect. Basically stuff I already covered when I showed off the UI, but it's nice to read it. Redesigned home screen, changed around the visual elements and widgets. Cleaner home screen layout, less clutter, and it looks more like sharp and succinct and purposeful. I mean, we talked about this. Home screen landscape view. So the home screen maintains a consistent design even when using the phone horizontally. So like if you change it like this, then it keeps everything uniform and consistent. So just a small little thoughtful thing. And then widgets and shortcuts, more variety. There's more of them now, and that's nice. And you can set a shortcut to quickly launch a QR code scanner, so that's neat. Improve quick settings panel and notifications. So they reworked the quick settings, so it looks more like the iOS menu bar now. So, I mean, that's something. I've kind of got used to it. It doesn't really bother me. The change there, it's kind of simplified and everything kind of falls easily into one space, so that's nice. Enhanced zoom function. The 2x zoom button is provided as standard, allowing you to easily select a desired zoom. In addition, you can select a lens. The zoom button expands to quickly adjust the magnification, so you've got that in the camera. Actually, I skipped the camera stuff, so hold on a second. Real-time notifications for ongoing tasks, so you get more real-time like pop-up notifications for stuff that you have set or going on. And then show app icons in notifications, so that's neat. So instead of just reading like the letters or the words or whatever that are the notification, it'll have the icon. So that's kind of neat because it immediately triggers, oh hey, that's what the notification for is, from this app, it's from the calendar, it's from whatever. So I think that helps. I think that's smart. All right, so now there's some camera changes. So new camera layout, and whenever you go into the camera app itself, it's a little bit different. There's not too many big changes, but you've got that. Simplified mode design. The mode screen has been redesigned, changed to bottom pop-up form, so you can quickly change to the desired mode without covering the entire screen. So instead of having a lot of stuff that pops down from the bottom, or like menu stuff that takes up the screen, more simplistic, easy. And then you got the little quick menu right over here. You tap on that and expand it. You have more controls right there. So nice, fluid, simple, easy. That's really kind of the moral of the story for this whole thing. They just kind of made everything more modern and simplistic and efficient, and I'm all about that. Enhanced zoom function, I was just talking about that. The 2x zoom button is provided, so whenever you're zooming now, you have over here on the side, you have 1, 2, and then you have 3. So you've got preset zoom buttons over there. That's nice. Enhanced filter experience, so they changed up the filter stuff. You can finally adjust the settings for each filter, such as intensity, color, temperature, contrast, saturation, to express the desired atmosphere more precisely. I don't use filters. If I did, I'd use one that made it look like I had more hair, but I don't. Maintaining exposure value even when changing modes. So if you've got a certain exposure setting, if you change between portrait and photo, it won't zero it out and you have to reset everything. So that's nice. If you shoot photos consistently and you find a way, like a mode, however you want it set up, it's nice to kind of have that continuity changing between lenses. Capture the perfect brightness with exposure monitor. So there's an exposure monitor now, function in Pro and Pro video modes, help you capture photos with videos, photos and videos with the right brightness. And that's important when you're taking photos. Sometimes brightness and exposure really can change the way the whole photo or video looks. So that's good. They've got that in there now. Optimized layout of Pro and Pro video mode. So they changed that up, made it more optimized for Pro video and camera mode. And experience professional editing with log video. So you got log video. You can shoot videos in log format and then professionally correct them. I don't do that, but you can. So that's a nice thing. Supports audio playback while shooting videos. That's important, because before it would, like, if you're shooting the video, you couldn't have it playing audio at the same time. Like, hey, maybe you want audio in your video playing in the background from your phone or something. So at least you can do that now. And there's guides for perfect shooting. So if it helps you shoot with a stable composition by utilizing the grid lines and vertical, horizontal scale, you can use both functions together or use only the functions you want. So that'll help you snap a better shot. Edit special moments with style. Freely change collage layout, so you can change up the collage stuff and edit your story collage. Capture the best face. This is one where, okay, so even if the expression is awkward or the eyes are closed, and taking a photo with motion photo, you can change the photo to the face you want. So it analyzes multiple frames. So you take a photo, takes multiple frames, and then it's like, okay, let's say there's 3 people in the photo and 2 of them look good, but one of them, my face, I'm like kind of, my eyes are closed or blinking or whatever. We can look back at a previous exposure that it snapped and then grab that face. So then the photo looks the way as it's intended. So that's nice. A motion photo effect. You can now apply slow motion or boomerang effects for a dynamic experience. Share the result right away after applying the effects. So there's that. Powerful video editing tools. Easily undo edits. So you can undo video edits now. So like, let's say you're in your phone and you're editing a video clip. There's a revert button, and we could do this with photos. You can do this now with video, and you can do it at any point during editing the video. You can revert back and change something that's been fixed or whatever. So that's really nice, actually. That's good. Automatically cut out highlight clips, so there's an option to do that where it can cut out. Function helps you to focus on detailed editing without having to check the video directly for the best selection. Enrich the video with various effects. You can create dynamic video by adding stickers, text, and animation effects in the studio. So you can do that. Health changes. Mind management in daily life. So a new mindfulness function is provided to manage stress and anxiety, record your moods and emotions, and effectively manage your mind with breathing exercises and meditation. Something I can do while I'm sitting in the Taco Bell line, no doubt. Don't forget to take your medication safely. So you can check you can provide a reminder function so you don't forget to take your medication safely. I don't know that people are intending to take their medication unsafely, but you can get a reminder to take your medication safely, and you can check the precautions and drug interactions of the medication you're using or taking together to take it safely. So that's cool. Achieve your health goals with various badges. So you can get fancy badges such as energy points. That's cool. Challenge your health goals with a new Samsung Health Badge. Various challenges, exercise, activity, meals, water, body composition. So if you're really into the Samsung Health stuff, go check it out. That's available for you at the power of your fingertips. Even greater productivity, minimized app preview. So easily manage multiple windows and select them quickly. If you open the same app in multiple windows and then minimize them individually, they'll be combined into a single group, so you don't have multiple windows of the same thing open. Conveniently manage alarms as a group. That's nice. That is nice. So easily manage related alarms by grouping them into clock apps. So you can have a group of alarms now. So if you're like my wife and you set 14 different alarms for a 15-minute time period in the morning, you can then turn them all on or all off at once. So after you've had an alarm go off for 5:02, 5:04, 5:06, 5:09, and then they have 2 to 5 minute snoozes on them, you don't have to go turn off 15 different alarms. So my wife would love that. Let me see. File selection. So the file selection function, the file selection has been improved so that you can easily select and attach files from various apps. I hope this works out better because it was pretty crappy before, especially when you would save something, you would save a PDF or certain files, it would save them in your downloads or wherever. I have the hardest time with that, so I'm hoping this is better. Programmable routine variables. You can set routines specifically so your phone can set itself up the way you want and share information in the routine gallery. You can find routines created by other Galaxy users. So that's nice. Before, it's like you would have to create all of your own ones. Maybe there would be a couple examples, but now there's a routine gallery. Maybe somebody else has created a cool routine that might be beneficial to you. So that's cool. Easy management of tasks and schedules. Move schedules to desired dates right away. Separate widgets for each calendar, so you can have multiple calendar widgets. Quickly calculate D-Day. I don't know what that is. It helps you quickly calculate D-Day. You can create a D-Day widget from the More menu in the Schedule Details screen, and always check how much time is left for your anticipated schedule, such as... Okay, so they're referring to D-Day as like an important day. So like your significant other's birthday, anniversary, vacation, you can set... you can quickly figure that out. So you're like, oh, it's 14 days from now, or whatever. Easily move calendar schedules, convenient reminders with improved repeat settings. That's good. That way, a little bit more options and fluidity instead of just the same couple of options. Quickly add reminders, save time when creating reminders. Preset frequently used time and location information. That's good. God, this keeps going on for forever. Completely manage completed reminders. Here we go. Quick and easy connection and sharing. Easily connect peripheral devices. You can easily connect to other Samsung devices such as TVs, PCs, tablets, watches, earbuds. Tap connect peripheral devices in the quick settings and it'll check nearby devices. Easily and quickly share files with desired device. So it makes it easier for quick share to share stuff back and forth. And uninterrupted file transfer via the internet. So you got file transfer. You had to be within a certain distance and on Wi-Fi. Now, if you've got an internet connection, it will continue over the internet connection if you leave outside of that connectivity radius for the Wi-Fi or whatever. So that's actually really nice. It won't just drop the file connection. Enhanced security, protect your data from when your phone is stolen. Use stolen device protection to block access to apps and data when your phone is stolen. Screen will automatically lock when theft is detected or network connection is lost. So that's nice. And requires biometric authentication when changing sensitive settings so somebody can't just go in there and change your stuff. Vulnerable networks. To turn on maximum limits and automatically block security risks to block automatic connections to 2G networks and vulnerable Wi-Fi networks. That is like the most run-on sentence that makes no sense ever. Anyway, and there's no 2G connected networks left anyway, so I don't think that's that big of a deal, but it shouldn't just randomly connect to stuff. At least that's my gathering. Battery and charging management. We've got enhanced power saving mode. So that's going to have more options in saving battery and power saving mode. That's always good. More customization, the better. Battery protection, usability, improvement. When you turn on battery protection, you can directly set the maximum charge between 80 and 95%. If you don't have it go to 100% all the time, it'll extend the longevity of your battery. So you could set your maximum limit to 90%, 95, 85, whatever. So that's nice. And then optimized charging effect for each screen. So when the charger is connected, the optimized charging effect for each screen is displayed so it doesn't obscure or disturb the screen. So thoughtful charging animations. Accessibility for everyone. One finger screen zoom. So one finger zoom has been added to the auxiliary menu for users who have difficulty with two finger zoom. You can zoom in on one screen by swiping up or right, up or right, or zoom out by swiping down or left so the screen is not obscured and you can focus on the screen itself. Enhanced screen control. A new function has been added to control the screen through the auxiliary menu. You can scroll the screen as finely as you want, and you can execute double tap or long tap actions with a single tap from the auxiliary menu. So if you care about that stuff, check out the auxiliary menu. I've never even been in there. Let me see. Other improved features. Play videos right away when you want to watch them again. A play button. A button to play them again after the video ends is provided, so you can watch them from the beginning. So that's cool. Improved usability of contacts. You can now view the same contact in menus in the phone app and contacts app. Thank goodness. Making it more convenient to search and manage contacts. So that's great. Adding a flight boarding pass to Samsung Wallet. That is cool. I do that a lot with the iPhone. So that's nice. You can add boarding passes to the wallet. Check weather for your activity. So that's nice. You can have the weather. You can check it for the activity you're trying to do. Instead of just generic weather, it's like, hey, I'm going running. Is the weather good for that? Set names by location for easy recognition. So if you have an area where you frequently check the weather, You can set names such as home, work, school, whatever. That's fine. In-game panel for seamless gaming experience. So Game Booster is an in-game panel now. Has been revamped, and I was testing that out, actually playing some Boom Beach earlier. It's a little bit better, a little out of the way, so that's nice. And then you can apply game-specific customization, so you can have an optimal gaming experience. Game-specific customization is now available. You can set it to increase performance or save battery depending on the game, cut out notifications, all that stuff, so that's nice. And then Z Fold 6 specific changes. Auto hide the taskbar. So the taskbar, you can have it where you go into an app, and I have it set where mine auto hides. So like, let's say I go to the Play Store. Oh, my taskbar is gone. You can just go like this. There it is. So that's nice. And then efficiently check file information on a large screen. When using the My Files app on the tablet or Fold, the column view function provides more information on one screen. So you're going to get expanded control over the files on the screen because you've got more space. It's not just trying to fit it in one panel. You have the whole screen. And that's it. That is all of the change logs for One UI 7, which is Android 15 for your new phone or the phone you already have. So that's it. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, go to the comment section. I know that was long, but I wanted to get through it and let you all know, look, this is a lot of stuff. It's a whole lot of stinking stuff, and I just covered all of it. So go forth and prosper. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully it's available. Download it. Get it as soon as you can. Test it out and have fun with the changes because it is nice. So that's all I got. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.